Will Brandon Aiyuk play this Thursday at the home opener against the New York Giants? That's going to be one of the major topics we are discussing, but we're also going to talk about a little bit of everything. We're going to talk about the Rams, we're going to talk about the Giants, and we're going to talk about what's happening in the 49ers world. So shout out to all the SDS. Good to see you guys. Drop the SDS in the chat. And as always, smash that like button. Let's get this thing started. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. What is going down, Sourdough Squad? Welcome in to this Tuesday edition. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but it feels right. Big question today. Is Brandon Aiyuk going to play against the Giants? So let's attack it. Let's get into it. Let's discuss it, and then we'll just open it up and we'll have free range on all 49ers topics after that. Hopefully, you guys are doing phenomenal. But let's talk about what we got cooking. We got a report today from Jack Hammer. Oh, I think this was the first time that I shared any news reports from Jack Hammer, friend of the channel. Nice scoop here. Jack says that the 49ers and Brandon Aiyuk had a CT scan and they found out that there were no breaks. Doesn't sound like there was any tendon tears or anything like that for Brandon Aiyuk in the shoulder. So everything came back clean. And Brandon Aiyuk's availability is going to be based on if he can play through the pain, which to me makes it sound likely that he will play because, as you know, football players are insane and they play through pain. It's how they're wired. It's just how it works. You're a football player, you're always injured. You're always something's dinged up always. It's just how it is. The healthiest you'll be is the day before training camp. And then once you get going all the way through the season, you're dealing with something. Something's nagging you. So the positive sign out of this is he's good. It's not a severe injury. So that's a sigh of relief. I mean, obviously, we assumed it wasn't going to be because he did return to the game against the Rams. But still, you never know. Yeah, you just never know when something's going to pop up on you, and it doesn't work out to their benefit. But hopefully, things maintain and continue, and he will be fine moving forward. So now the question is, will he play this Thursday against the Giants? It'll be interesting to see if he does, but I believe he's trending in the right direction. Based on what we've heard today, again, we've cleared any substantial injury issues. But on top of that, we found out today that he was a limited participant in practice. So this is our big clue for Brandon Aiyuk's availability. Sorry, I got to stop saying his name like that. That one Steelers fan said it, and it's just been stuck in my head ever since he said it like that. I apologize. I'm gonna try to keep it together, but no promises. No promises. Something about saying it like that brings so much joy. But we did get this video right here from Matt Barrows right before I came on. So, was damn near 10 minutes ago. Matt Barrows shows Brandon Aiyuk. Sorry. Right here in practice. So he's a limited participant. And hey, he's out there. So that is a good sign for the San Francisco 49ers. It's a good sign for the offense. It's a good sign for everyone involved. I don't want the volume up, by the way. So hopefully you don't hear that. Hopefully you don't hear that. But this is how I look at it. If Brandon Aiyuk is healthy enough to play, he will play. Again, like I said, football players are built different. They're built to play through injury. It's just how they work. I mean, Brandon Aiyuk came back into the game after he was injured. So if I was a betting man, I would likely bet that Brandon Aiyuk will play this Thursday. And again, getting the limited participation in practice today is a big, big sign for him to get ready to go. And again, as you can see from Matt Barrows, it's a half speed session. So there's really not a lot of preparation getting ready for Thursday Night Football against the Giants. They didn't practice yesterday. Today is a half speed. They'll probably have one full session tomorrow. And then Thursday, boom, it's game day again. So I do not envy these players and the quick turnaround that they have to do for Thursday Night Football. I can't imagine having to play a game on Sunday and turn around and play a game on Thursday. That's crazy. Hey, shout out Chili. Said, just realized I've been a member for 9 months. Let's go. 1 year incoming. My guy Chili running our Discord channel. Shout out Chili. We appreciate you, man. Appreciate all the work that you do. And looking forward to that 1 year anniversary. Shout out to all the SDS. Shout out to anyone who's, hey man, if you are signed up, if you're a member, super appreciated. But also, of course, if you're just sub to the channel, you vibe with the page, super appreciated as well. Appreciate all of it. Really, really do. So shout out Chili. We got almost 500 in the Discord. Let's go. Make sure you join the Discord. Chili dropped the link in the chat. That's pretty good. 500. That's a whole gang of SDS right there. 500. That's nothing to scoff at. That's pretty good. I'm gonna have to make another post about that so we can get some more people in there. But that's pretty good. So let's do a quick poll of the chat. Where's the hoodie with your face? Still trying to wear your face. I appreciate that. I need to get my stuff together. I need to get my stuff together. Get the logo over there on some merch. I'm gonna get it. I promise. It's only been like 2 years in the making, but we're gonna get it. We'll figure it out here. All right, let's do a quick poll to chat. Let's test the chat how we're doing today. If you had, so I've posed it a couple ways. So I guess I'll pose it the same way. What should the 49ers do with Brandon Aiyuk? Should they play him? Should they rest him? What do you think? Or do you think it's determined based on kind of the week of practice? You'd feel better playing him as long as he gets another limited participation tomorrow. Then, so 3 options: play him, rest him, or TBD. Basically, you want to see how the rest of the week plays out. before you make your decision. Drop it in the chat. Let's see what you guys got. We also polled the channel, so I'll pull up the results that we got from the channel today. I put this out. I don't know. I don't know when I put this out. So, same question I asked you guys. 13% say play him. This one surprised me a little bit. Little bit. 61% say rest, or 66% say rest him. 66% say rest. I was surprised. Now I get it. I understand it. But and then we had 21% coming in with TBD. So actually playing him was in the it was a minority. And do you know what this tells me? This tells me this is a fan base that has a lot of PTSD surrounding injury, and we just want our boys to be healthy. That's what this tells me. This tells me that we don't want to push our guys. We already know it's a quick turn going from Sunday to Thursday, and the fan base is telling me they don't want to push Aiyuk and potentially risk more injury, a longer term injury. They would much prefer give him this Thursday off, let him rest, get the long week, and then prepare for the Cardinals the following week. Definitely understand that. Definitely understand that. But again, like I said, football players are just different. There's only 17 of these things, and if you can go, you're gonna go. My example is if Brock Purdy broke his rib on like the second or third drive in his first career start against the Buccaneers, and then on a short week flew up to Seattle during the pregame in Seattle, had to get an injection in his ribs, so to kill the pain, and then he goes out and throws 2 touchdowns, and the 49ers clinch the West. I'm gonna go ahead and say if he can go, if Brandon Aiyuk can go, he'll probably go. Again, football players just built different. I understand the thought process of wanting to keep him fresh, keep him healthy, 100%. These guys want to win, and I'm sure Brandon wants to play. It's prime time, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Bright light's going to be shining. Aiyuk's going to want to go off. So we'll see. But based on what I've seen from practice, I think he'll play. I really do. Don't mind me. I'm just drinking Rams fans' tears. Oh, boy. It's refreshing. Surprisingly refreshing. Oh, good stuff. Where's our Ramley at? Where's our Ramley at, huh? Man, they got cooked. So fun. I love beating the Rams. Yeah, it's a little salty. It's a lot salty, to be honest. It's very salty. So I love it though. Again, it's a short week. Normally we like relish in the win a little bit more. But pretty soon here, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. We got to do prediction Wednesday tomorrow. That's how crazy this week is. We flip and we go prediction Wednesday tomorrow, but we're also going to have to do state of the franchise tomorrow. So might have to double up on lives tomorrow with state of the franchise and prediction Wednesday, which is new. So That's the life we live on a short week. So we'll see. Uh, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Justin says it hurts so much that I had Kyrene Williams. He didn't do much of anything, right? Like I don't think he didn't score you too many points. But Dontavian Wicks got his first touchdown, Justin. He got his first touchdown, and it looked good too, by the way. Whoo, Dontavian. He had 2 touchdowns? Where was I? I must have been sleeping. He had 2 touchdowns. Shows you how much I was paying attention. Damn, he had 2 touchdowns. I didn't even see it. Shows you where my head was at Levi's South. I didn't know how they were scoring. I just knew they were putting up points, and I was like, I didn't like that. I don't like that. That's hilarious though. That's phenomenal. It's such a different vibe being at games versus like watching it at home because I'm constantly capturing content. It's just such a different scenario. So clearly, I just know they scored. I just know I didn't like them scoring, and clearly wasn't paying attention to who scored actually. Oh man. Steelers broke the streak of teams losing the week after they play us. Yep. Shout out to the Browns. They look terrible. Absolutely looked terrible, and such a bad injury for Nick Chubb. Really, really was. Yeah, I needed to do the SF Diners, but again, my stadium routine is like the second I get into a stadium, I go right to the field so that I can capture the players uh and all that kind of content. So like the time and I got some food, but it was just really quick. I got a pretzel. Some nacho cheese, one of my favorite delicacies. If you ask Jordan Elliott or you ask Jason Aponte, we're going to Yard House. They have like a pretzel the size of my head. I'm getting that fire. Uh, Sucker for pretzels with nacho cheese. Something about that combo, and they looked really good too. And honestly, it was mid. It was a mid. It was a mid situation with that pretzel. So nothing really to report on there. Um, they could have lost. Yeah, Watson looked terrible. He doesn't look like a quarterback. I don't know what happened. I mean, I think we know what happened to that dude. But boy, he was a special talent at one point. I mean, Deshaun, you know, he was my favorite. Like, I loved Deshaun coming out of Clemson. I was a huge Deshaun fan. Deep down, I wanted the 49ers to draft Deshaun. I knew they weren't going to draft Deshaun, so I had to get over that early on in that draft process. And I was like, I knew he was going to be there, and I knew the 49ers were going to take him, and I had to like process like basically one of my favorite players in college football at the time coming in. And so he looks awful. You want to talk about deep ball issues? Go watch Deshaun Watson try to throw the ball against down the sideline. That was terrible. That was awful. Deshaun Watson attempting to throw the ball downfield looked very difficult for him. Like, you want to talk about deep ball concerns, people trying to, do what they do and, point to all the negatives. in Brock Purdy's game, like, you want to be concerned about a deep ball? Go look at Deshaun sailing passes out of bounds that aren't even catchable, like not even in the vicinity of catchable. That that is a problem. If Brock was doing that, the entire tone would be different. If Brock was out there looking like Deshaun Watson was, we would be having a much different conversation. But that's the thing. Brock looks better than Deshaun Watson, the $230 million man. Not bad. Not bad, you say. But again, it is what it is. What did I think of Jerome Ford last night? He looked nice. I'm not going to lie. He looked good. He had that big run that he busted off. He had a couple receptions. He looked solid. He got poached by Strong for that touchdown. But Jerome Ford looked nice. The problem is I don't even know if he can be that much of a fantasy target because they brought in Kareem Hunt today. So they're probably going to sign Kareem Hunt. Obviously, he knows the system. He knows the offense. He knows the personnel. So sucks for Ford because Ford could be really good if he got the workload. But if Kareem Hunt comes back, he's going to get a lot of that workload. For sure. So, oh crap, we're trash talking the Browns before we versing them. Never works out. I'd actually highly disagree with that. I'm not sure if you're familiar with my Instagram page, but we talk a lot of trash on that page. It's part of our culture. It's part of our foundation. It's a part of our personality as a page. We enjoy talking trash about our opponents, reliving embarrassing moments, all that. So I highly disagree with that because if that was the case, the 49ers wouldn't be as successful. But hey, alas, here we are. We cooked. I spent the whole week slandering the Rams all week. 49ers came out the win, didn't they? Spent the whole week leading up to the Steelers just showing the Minka Fitzpatrick stiff arm from Kyle Juszczyk on repeat. It's just how it works. Just how it works. SDS gang. Sean says, dude, Brock answers to the question on his deep balls was the most professional thing from a young 23-year-old. He simply said, those are on me. I have to do better. Couldn't ask for anything more. 100%. And I even, I watched the tape. I wouldn't be surprised if, that deep ball to Debo, Debo kind of veered off a little bit. But again, credit to Brock. That's the right answer. It's the correct answer. It might not be really what happened. Even if it was, that's the right answer. I mean, as a quarterback and as a leader of the team, you don't deflect blame. You literally just take the blame. Like even if you didn't do anything, if you can pull the blame away from a player, a teammate, and you just stand right in front of the media and you say, "Hey, that's on me." That was my bad. Like that's what leaders do. I mean, you saw the backlash that Zach Wilson got last year when they asked him if he was the reason why they lost the game, and he came out and had a terrible game, and he was like, no, or something like that. Like he didn't take any ownership of his poor play, and he got basically eviscerated by the media, by his teammates. It was nasty. So yeah, Brock is beyond his years. I think Debo Samuel even went on Hey K Adams. I think Debo goes on her channel every week, and Debo said very similar things. Just like how much respect that he earns by going out there and saying it was his fault, it's on him, um, and all that type of stuff. Like players respect that, players vibe off of it, and it builds trust within the players. So knowing that they're not going to get thrown under the bus and fed to the wolves being the media and anyone with a social media account these days. So that's big for Brock for sure. So I'm very pleased with Brock. We talked about it yesterday. If that game was the floor for Brock Purdy, 49ers are in a good spot, man. They really are. You can poke holes in anyone's game, but if that is the floor for Brock Purdy, the 49ers are going to win a lot of football games. Brock really does have an opportunity to get a lot better. So I feel good with where the 49ers are at, even with, Stafford picking apart the defense. Defense, didn't have the best game, but they came away with 2 crucial interceptions, which ultimately was the difference in the end. I tweeted it out during the game. I was like, I need someone smarter than me to explain why we play so much off coverage. I don't know defense like that. It's just that's not my specialty. I'm a former offensive lineman. I'm good on trench play. I'm good in the box. I'm good. I'm dangerous. I can be dangerous when it comes to like offensive like route running or like what they're trying to do to defenses, but when it comes to like trying to get in the mind of like what defenses are trying to do and why they're trying to do it, I'm not Kyle Shanahan. So I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert at coverages. And I'm just sitting here. I was sitting there watching the game, and we had identified this last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I was like, we said the same thing on our film breakdown. I couldn't tell you why they were playing so much off coverage. I was just, why are they playing so much off coverage? Because the Pickett started taking advantage of it. They're just always playing super soft, what appears to be like soft zone, and that's all Stafford did is he just picked it apart. That's why Puka Nacua got 15 receptions and went crazy. Puka Nacua has the most receptions of any rookie wide receiver through 2 games. That's insane. And a big part of it was the 15 receptions against the 49ers. So he's just he just picked us apart. And, because he was getting the ball out quick and they were playing off coverage. So their wide receivers were allowed to get open and able to get open. And Stafford is good enough. I mean, you heard some 49ers players call Stafford a future Hall of Famer. I think Bosa called Stafford a future Hall of Famer. So they got respect for Stafford. I think 49er fans can kind of tend to believe Stafford is a bum because he's dealt with injuries and because the team has kind of fallen off a little bit. But he's a good quarterback. Um, and I think, just with where he's at in his career, it's easy for us to not like put him in that upper echelon. Um, but he's still a good quarterback. And we saw that. And he took advantage of what our defense was putting out there. And I look at it one way. Like, obviously, can be concerning because the day the offense stalls a little bit, like, that's gonna be tough if the 49ers defense is leaking like that consistently, right? If the Thankfully, we have an offense led by Brock Purdy that can keep up, that can score 30 points a game. So that changes the dynamic a bit. But let's say if the offense isn't performing at that level, we just want to be able to see this defense tighten up a little bit. It feels too loose. And they made some corrections at half, clearly. And they were able to, again, 2 turnovers. One of them was like a tip, and then one was a great play by Diamador, who undercut the route and did a good job. So I'll be honest, I haven't watched the defensive tape yet. I'm gonna try to get to it tonight. Um, but we saw it last week against the Steelers. They were just playing off a ton. They did it again, and just wasn't a good recipe. So it'll be interesting to see the tweaks that they make um, throughout the year as it progresses. So hey, we'll see how it goes. You guys remember? I try to remind people. Every time people start freaking out about defensive coordinators, I just want to remind you that this fan base wanted D'Amico Ryans fired after week 3 of 2021 because the 49ers lost on that last minute drive to Aaron Rodgers doing something similar. We saw some off coverage, some soft zone. They picked us apart. Sound familiar? And we were in tears when D'Amico went to go be the head coach of the Texans. So just remember, things change, things evolve. It's early on in the season. I'm not concerned yet. They can make adjustments. They can do all these different types of things. I'm not concerned yet. So I pull from that reference when the fan base wanted D'Amico Ryans fired. I said the same exact thing. I said, it's too early. It's too soon. Be patient. Just wait. Let's see. And sure enough, they got to figure it out. D'Amico Ryan's one of the best defense coordinators that we've had, that the league has seen in a while. So I'm willing to be patient here and reserve any bold takes, reserve any hot takes. This defensive coordinator needs to go. His seat is getting warm. I'm not going to do that. It's just not how it works. It's not how football works. Football is a process. Football is stacking weeks together, stacking days, stacking weeks. If you're consistently making outlandish hot takes after every day of practice, after every game, like you're going to be wrong more than you're going to be right. You really have to be patient and you have to stack. Like you hear it all the time. It sounds cliche. We talk about it throughout training camp, like stacking days. Like it's stacking days, it's stacking weeks. And then we look at it all after we got a quality sample size, and then we really start to define our opinions and our thought processes on things because football can change on a dime based on injuries, based on formation changes, based on all these different types of things. So through 2 weeks with the defense, they looked great against Pittsburgh. Maybe that was more about Pittsburgh being not that great. And so that's what we're trying to identify. Was it the 49ers suffocating Pittsburgh? Was it Pittsburgh just being trash? Matt Canada trash, Pickett not looking good. What is it? So we're still building our case study on what the defense is, how to define it, where the issues actually are, and then how do we address them and move forward from these situations. So we're still in process mode um, in regards to all this stuff. So I'm not freaking out yet. There's really nothing to freak out about. The 49ers are 2-0. Can't be freaked out about 2-0, right? Can't be 2-0. So I feel fine with where the 49ers are at. And guess what? They're going to get better. With what we seen from the 49ers, they're going to improve. They're going to get better. They're going to get a short week, which is again, you could get a sloppy performance. We could get a sloppy performance out of the 49ers. That is a real possible outcome on a short week. Traveling from LA back to the Bay, it could happen. It could happen. So when we start getting to about week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, we'll have a much better feel of where this team is. Remember, 2021, week 8, heading into Chicago, we were in desperation mode because the 49ers had lost 4 games in a row. So, and they started out that season 2-0. So we got to wait and see. Got to wait and see. Good and bad. Good and bad. Got to wait and see. So, still super young. Isn't it crazy, though, that we're already talking about week 3? Man, felt like we were waiting for the season forever, and we're already like, all right, it's week 3. Pretty soon, we're going to be like, all right, it's week 10. Pretty soon, we're going to be like, all right, we are getting ready for the playoffs. This stuff moves so fast. So try to soak it in. Try to enjoy it. It goes by fast, and we're already on to week 3. Giants coming up Thursday. Home opener at Levi's Stadium. Looking forward to it. Really, really am. Really am. I can't wait to be there. So I'll be there at the game. I don't know if you guys are going to be there. I'll be at. I got some fire seats. These might be some of the best seats I've ever had. And I got to shout out my guy. Shout out my guy Craig, man. They're not even he gifted me these. Like these tickets were gifted to me from my guy Craig, so I just got to shout out my guy Craig, man, for hooking it up, dude. It's crazy. The seats that my guy blessed me with. I'm probably gonna be shouting him out a bunch this week, but I mean, shout out my guy. Appreciate that guy, man, so much. So I'll be there. I'm going to be right there around the 50-yard line. I think I'm going to be sitting behind E40. I don't know. Come along for the ride. We're going to find out what's going to happen. But again, got to shout out my guy Craig, man, for hooking it up, dude. So it's going to be an experience. We're going to be in the club. At Levi's, so we're gonna be figuring it out. We're gonna be vibing. I don't know. I'm not a guy who vibes in the club. I'm one of the peasants out here, I guess you would say. I'm out with the regular folk, in the concourse. That's where I'm at. So I'm gonna be acting different now. You're gonna see me in the BY Melon Club, acting different. Craig with a C. But if I'm sitting by E40, I guarantee you I'm taking a picture. I'm not a big, I don't ask people for pictures. It's just I don't feel like I'm very photogenic, so I don't like asking for pictures. If you want to ask for a picture with me, I'm totally cool with it. But that's one I'll be like, all right, 40 water. Sprinkle me, man. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, man, super excited for Thursday. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be prime time. Gonna be an experience. Let's get this dub. It's gonna be a short live today, but appreciate all you guys as always for tapping in. We're gonna probably do 2 lives tomorrow. So we'll probably do Prediction Wednesday. And then we're also going to we'll break down the matchup against the Giants. We'll break down their roster, the issue, all that stuff. And then we'll do State of the Franchise with Ponte, and all that good stuff. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably still be posting to the channel and stuff like that. So keep an eye out. And as always, all the views, likes, comments, greatly appreciated. All helps out the channel. Appreciate all you guys as always. Shout out to SDS. We still got a fun season ahead of us, and I appreciate all of you and all your support. And really, really looking forward to this matchup coming up. But that's it for me. I'm out of here. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.